Have neglected you, and so I'm back. We are playing the beta version for the Tom Clancy's Division 2, and I like it. I think it's clean looking. It's got a little bit of a refresh and frame rate issue. But it looks pretty. I like the amount of detail and the foliage and the debris, and the game mechanics seem to run pretty smoothly. The user interface is a little bit clunky for me. It's complicated. I wouldn't say clunky. It's complicated. So you'll have to definitely learning curve on that. And the movement, the controller. It all feels very smooth. It's much smoother actually than I think the first game, which felt clunky and complicated. This one feels a little bit easier to use, easier to get into. As you can see, if you hold A, you can actually move into different positions. You just hold the A button and quickly transition up. Kind of reminds me of the old Splinter Cell games. Same company, so obviously it's probably brought in from those older Splinter Cell games, but I like it a lot. It's a lot smoother. Of course, I have to do my James Bond roll. You can notice there's a lot of volumetric, fog and wind and dust and dirt and trees moving in the background that you mostly won't even notice, but it's because things like that are going on. It definitely integrates you and immerses you into this beautiful game and makes you feel like you're really a part of it. The background sound, the sound effects on the bullets in the background sound amazing. Very good job on the audio. I've always wanted to go to the White House. Well, probably not like this, but here I am. Now I don't need to go. Bucket list checked. Thank you, video games. Helping me realize my craziest fantasies. And they noticed me. I don't know how they noticed me right there, but you know what? Whatever. Maybe I'm louder than the bullets. Sorry, I actually had a lot of noise. This is my first time ever using Upload Studio. I'm using the game DVR. I didn't want to get a capture card. I mean, I don't do video games. That's not my niche. My niche is actually wealth building and coaching for people that are interested in learning how to become one of the 2%ers, the top wealthy. And so video games is definitely a passion of mine, a love of mine. That's how I actually got into where I'm at now. I began through video game industry, and so it will always have a special place in my heart, and I always play. So I thought I'd do one of these since it's out for this short time, the demo, and replace it with some of my more serious wealth building uploads. I actually had the first segment of this, I had my stereo system up loud, so it was getting a lot of feedback back in the mic, and So I've turned it all off so I could do this recording. Like I said, first time, working out the kinks.
No, we're okay. That was probably the worst attack yet.
I like the proximity backgrounds of characters responding in proximity to a character. I think that's... I think every game needs to take note of that, and it helps immerse you into the environment, into the world. I guess I'm the sheriff.
I'm Manny. I run comms. I'm guessing the division alert brought you here? Damn glad to see you. Let me show you exactly how screwed we are. Ever since the JTF imploded, the city's become a playground for murderous fuckheads. There are several main factions and a whole lot of bottom feeders sucking up whatever the big dogs miss. A few civilian settlements are still holding out against all this villainy. They need sheriff in town.
There you go, sheriff, baby. Yeah.
By the way, Agent, head downstairs and check in with the quartermaster. He can get you set up with some division tech.
So you can. I like the floating UI. I like that. I think it's nice, transparency and all that. It's still keeps you immersed. It makes you feel like maybe he's got a HoloLens on. You know, the technology. It's in the future, so maybe the technology's there. I think VR is pretty much dead. I've invested in a few companies, almost invested in Omni, but then I realized my other VR investments kind of fell flat, so I'm not going to invest in that one. VR is difficult. There's actually a company, and I was at a conference yesterday, and I made the guy feel bad because he's with Z-Space, and they're integrated in VR, but that's a different type of VR. That's an educational VR platform. So you put on these special glasses, and you can see you're actually interacting with the computer screen in front of you. So it's more, you know what, that's not even VR, that's just 3D augmentation. So I think that is okay. I think augmented reality is actually going to be the most integrated thing in our lives in the next 10, 20 years. We're not going to get much virtual reality because it's just not there. Like, I really think the best virtual reality we can get is if it's like the Matrix, where we just sit down in a chair and literally are plugged in, you know, into an environment that it's like a dream state, like a lucid dream state. And I think the technology is getting there. There's already things happening with their reaching out to your dreams and being able to control your dreams, and it's pretty neat. So we'll see in the next 10, 20 years where that goes. But I think augmented reality is where it's actually going to be integrated with our daily lives on almost a full scale basis. But to do a virtual reality thing, it'll really have to be a dream state kind of scenario. So that way we can still feel, interact, you know, be immersed in a world that's non-existent, but in our minds it is existent.
Given our situation, we need the help of the settlements, but they can't do much if they're struggling to survive. So see what you can do to take some pressure off them. But don't forget that we have to get the Shade Network back to full strength. In a lot of places, the division has been the only thing holding people together. But where DC is the priority,
so far the voice acting's pretty spot on. I mean, don't leave it. I mean, I wouldn't expect Ubisoft to mess that up, but see, I love these games because it's like, what if, right? I mean, a lot of people would say this is Trump's America. No, Trump's America. Everybody, the margin of wealth would actually be more distributed. Instead of being the top 2%ers, it'd be a top 10%ers. And I think that's where we're going. I really do. I think millennials are, with the integration of technology, YouTube videos, everything is so accessible nowadays. I mean, look at my channel. You can learn how to become wealthy just by following and subscribing and you know, asking questions here and there, and you're literally talking to somebody that's built through multi-million-dollar empires several times, and knows what they're doing. And you just didn't have that back in the day. Back in the day, you'd be lucky to know someone that even has that kind of lifestyle or expertise, and then to even get an audience with them would be just crazy to do. So I would definitely see in the next 10-20 years the margin of wealth being more distributed. I don't think that there's so much going to be a middle class. I think the impoverished will still be there. I think it'll be stabilized between the impoverished and middle class, but I think that the upper echelons of the middle class and the elites, I think that will widen more. I think there'll be a lot more millionaires being introduced in the next 10-20 years than we've ever seen in history. Sorry, I know this is a video game post, but had to slip it in there since I haven't done an actual post in a week. See, I don't want to hear you about your crazy sermons. I don't need to hear about your Scientology. Pretend that's Grant Cardone. Nope. I didn't mean shooting him, I just meant him preaching. That's pretty much his 10x growth conference right there. If you ever wanted to go, that's it. You saw what it is. Just a few people, no real education, and just a lot of upsell. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, this was a great moment. I hope it captured properly, but I was able to wait for them to walk together. I took out two of them with a grenade, took out the guy up there, and then the other guy was just easy 'cause he's picking through some stuff. But I think the recording clipped out, so that'll about wrap it up. We're just gonna transition here to the end. So I hope you liked what you saw. I hope this video was interesting to you. Pick up this game, guys. This is a pretty decent game. I've put about 10 hours into it. I know it's just a demo, so there's some things that they probably need to iron out, but it'll be patched, I'm sure. They did good on the first one. I know a lot of people complained about the first one, but I actually liked it. I mean, there was some issues, yeah, but they fixed it later in the game. But the problem is that they fixed it like a year or two later after the game released. So I mean, that's a little bit too late. So let's just hope that they learned everything from the first one, fixed it for this one, and I think that they did. I think this is a really immersive, fun game, detailed, and worth the purchase. I mean, I'm sure if you waited a few weeks, you'd see it on sale and just buy it then. But this is a must purchase, whether you want to get it when it first releases or wait until it's on a discounted price. And I accidentally shot my friends, but there's no friendly fire, so that's cool. Good, because that would make a lot of mistakes.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Again, subscribe. And if you want to see more games, let me know. I will do more of these. And my son is actually doing them, and that's why I'm testing this out today, so I can teach him how to do all of this and start doing his own uploads on his own channel. And his name is Zayah Kane, Zayah Kane, Kane, just like me, Justin Kane. All right, your host for Alamo Wealth Builders, signing off.
In a couple of months, no one will even remember what the dollar flu was, like Y2K.
Y2K?
You really know how to make a guy feel old.
I'm just messing with you. But I don't know.